Our guest tonight, like I said, she's one of the youngest Hall of Famers in the business. She's all the way from Chicago. Well, I'm assuming Chicago. No, she's from Illinois. I'm not going to say she's from Chicago, but she's in Illinois. Ladies, can y'all please help me in giving a warm Thrive welcome to one of our guests tonight, Monserat Vargas. Hey, girl.
Hi, how's everybody? Can you hear
Welcome.
How you doing?
good? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay,
hear
okay,
you.
perfect. It
Yeah.
wasn't my end,
Let
but
me let me just put my disclaimer out there. So I know you're looking at me and you see that I'm muted. I have my other device here sitting on my desk because my laptop acts like it does not want to give me any type of sound on Zoom. Only on Zoom, nowhere else. So I just have to get by to the computer place and get it fixed. But yeah, we hear you just fine. So super excited to have you, Montserrat. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just
Good, good.
working all day, so
Hey, I know you grinding. I know you about to get another Hall of Fame jacket. This time I'm gonna be standing on stage next to you. How about that?
oh yeah,
All
everybody
right.
should be up there.
Yeah, look, we gotta one thing I know that you probably paid attention to, Montserrat, is there's not a lot of females up there, right?
Not
So
a
I
lot.
was super proud to see you. You're a young lady, you're thriving. You're only what, 22 years old?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? She's 22, y'all, and she's killing it in the game. So I just want to, we're going to be real casual tonight, no pressure. Just going to ask some questions. Then we'll open up maybe for some of the other ladies to ask you some questions as well. So, first off, we just kind of want to start off really basic, okay? So, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you kind of came up from and how you actually got into this insurance game.
Yeah, of course. So, my name's Monserrat. So when I first started, I was a medical assistant. So that's where I was working as a medical assistant. I went into schooling for that and I did that for about like a year. And I'd started medical assisting because I wanted to kind of open up like my own practice. So I had a
Mm,
vision for opening up my own business. I just never knew how things were gonna go about, but I just knew that I was gonna keep working for it, right? So it's like I'm eventually the opportunity is gonna come if I just keep putting in the work towards it. And that was kind of the only playing field that I was really put into based off of like environment, like household. That's everything I was told that I could do is just go to school, like learn there, either go into business classes, do that. And then the way I did get into insurance was I was like, there's a period in my time, like my life where I was writing things down and I was doing my vision boards and I was like, I, I know that I have much more to this, to like what I'm doing in this life. Like I know there's more to it and I know that I
mhm.
could be somewhere else, um, and doing something greater. So I was writing down on like my notebook, I was like, I'm gonna make an impact to thousands of people. I'm gonna be able to speak to thousands of people, like really like change hundreds of people's lives. And I felt like I had more that I was capable of doing. And so with that, I started to do a lot more of like self-development. I was reading lots of books about like business owners. My favorite one was Think and Grow Rich. That's what really changed my ass. Like I read The Secret, and I was like, everything that I do, I have to be intentional about. I want to build my business. I want to go into like and actually strive for success that wasn't really presented to me. I have to put myself in uncomfortable situations, right? Because it's
Mm.
like, I'm only going to be able to do what the people around me are doing. So I separated, separated myself from everybody. I was working, Googling, like researching a lot. And then I saw somebody post on Instagram about like a sale they were doing, right? And I reached out to this person because my first thought was, I'm getting paid $15 an hour as a medical assistant, and I went to school for it too. And it's like I'm working also in an environment where people are, it's like I'm working next to a nurse practitioner. She's not happy with her situation. It's like it's
Mhm.
a lot of people feel underpaid. There's a lot of complaining going on. I don't see myself in that position in the future. It doesn't matter the diploma or the certification. It's like, what do I really want? I don't want to, this is just not, I feel I would have felt very captive to
Mhm.
a world full of opportunity, right? So when I reached out to the person, it was actually at a practice company. So I started for 3 months and it was at American Income Life. I started there for 3 months. And so I literally put in all the work. Obviously, those leads, I have to really work them, but I kept honest. I kept clear focus and hope in like the long-term vision. That's what I
Mhm.
clear focus on. So it's like I don't care how many leads I have to call, how much work I have to put in, how many hours. I was going there during holidays. We have blizzards here in Illinois. I was the only person on that road early morning, 6 in the morning, getting to the office, and the only person there too. So it's like
Wow.
I have a clear vision of what I want, and I'm gonna make it happen. And so
Now,
I
how old were you at this time,
I
roughly?
was I was 20 I was 20 no I was 21 I was 21
21. So at
20.
21, let me just stop you because I know you
Okay.
got a story. I just want to be clear, okay? Because Monserrat, you probably don't know this. I know you don't know this, but I have a 23 and a 25-year-old, okay? So you are literally my third child, okay? You my baby, okay? And at 21 years old, you're telling me that you did vision boards, read books like Think and Grow Rich, which is not an easy read necessarily. I've read that book twice, and you have to really concentrate to read that book, right? And so at 21, you're riding down those lovely Illinois winter storms, which I know nothing about because I'm a beach girl. Okay, I'm from Virginia Beach. We got 1 foot of snow and we like to pass out here. Okay, so you're talking about being intentional and striving for success and having a vision for yourself because you saw yourself in the hamster wheel of your coworkers at 21.
Mhm.
Ladies, can we just process that for a minute? That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, continue. I had to unpack that a little bit. So, okay,
Oh,
go ahead.
definitely. I mean, to me, I think it definitely has a part of like my childhood and the way that I was brought up as well. It's just I was like the only a woman raised out of like three kids, right? So and I come from like a single
Mm,
parent household. So it's my mom working two jobs to take care of four kids. And I'm the only woman in the family too. So it's like I gotta step up because I have two older brothers that they didn't graduate even high school from like the environment that we were raised in. So them not graduating, just working regular jobs, it's like I I felt like everything was meant for a reasoning. I felt like all that I was going through and like with family, with parents, like all that was meant to kind of shape me up into being
mhm,
in positions like this, to really build that thick skin and continue to like evolve, continue to grow, put not just myself but other people in a better position as well. Family, everything, just kind of really take on whatever I can, whatever comes across. That's what I felt like. And I
mhm,
that's why I felt like there was so much more because I really couldn't stick to something like that. I felt like I was meant to lead, right? Um and then I did that. I did going back to like American Income Life. I did that for about 3 months. I brought in my young brother with me. He's only 20.
mhm,
And like mentioned before, I felt like I was meant to lead. So it's like I wasn't put into an opportunity like that. And I felt like everyone around me or family was kind of keeping it away in a sense, where it's like we have our success going on, like you guys are just there, right? So it's like if I feel it and I feel it like this is a place where it doesn't really matter. It's just based off of my own work ethic. I know it doesn't matter where I'm going into, I'm going to succeed because I'm the one that can put in the work, right?
Mhm.
So if I know I'm going to succeed in this, I'm going to bring in my brother because I'm going to help him out. I feel like this opportunity is going to change my life. Imagine what he can do. I'm going to put him in that opportunity too. It's like something that I wish somebody did for me, right? And so I told him, hey, if you pick up on sales more than I do, faster than I do, you better teach me how to sell. Like you better teach me how it works, right?
And this is your brother that was on stage with you, right?
Yeah,
At
right.
conference, right? So ladies, she and her brother hit Hall of Fame. So let's just, okay, keep going. I
So
paid attention, trust me. Go ahead.
oh, that's awesome. I mean, I like after like consistent periods, like I said, I'm a go-getter. So I felt like God was always opening doors. The work that we were putting in was meant for doors to be opening up because it's like you can pray for opportunity, but it's also about taking action and not being afraid of taking action, right? So praying for the opportunity and continuing to take action, having hope and trusting in doing it, even if it's not what everybody else is doing, that's what I ended up doing. So it's like I knew there was more to the insurance space, so I did more work. I I remember I spoke to one person about it, about going into Family First Life, and their first initial thing was a negative response to it. So instantly I was like, I'm not telling a single soul, but I'm going. So I packed my things up and I went to Florida because I was like, I know what I can accomplish, and I know that this opportunity was meant for us. So I packed my things up, I left to Florida, and I told my brother, I was like, hey, we're going to make it happen, right? We're going to do it regardless. And so that was in March of last year, 2024. We went to the agency. That's nonstop, J Masca.
Mhm. Yep.
So we were in
Yep.
that agency in Florida. And we were working with our mentor. I mean, we were sleeping on air mattresses. We did whatever we did, like whatever happened. Like, and that's another thing I say is like usually when people pack their things up and they move to a different state, people go homeless. But when you have
Mm.
an opportunity like this, to where it's like it really is dependent on your work ethic, nothing environmental can really affect you unless it's just yourself. So it's like nothing around you, you can have it affect you unless you allow it to, right? And so to be able to do that and still come up from it because we're in an opportunity like this has been life-changing. Since then,
Mhm.
I mean, we were straight focused, like laser focused on everything that we had to do. No distractions, not even in-office distractions. Like we have a purpose as to what we're working for, right? So everything, like I mentioned before, I read all those books, did all that developing. So there's nothing that can come in and strive me away from where my focus is. Like I got to be intentional. I have to put in the work and continue to really evolve in things. It doesn't matter. Like there's no complaining to it. That's how it always was for me. It's like there's no complaining. I'm gonna make it happen. It doesn't matter whether people around me, like, it doesn't matter what's going on. To me, it was like all the noise was cut off and we were just on it with working on what we could work on. Basically controlling what we can control. And that's just the work that we're able to put in. Um, And ever since then, we've just been striving for more, helping also more individuals with the exact same thing. I mean, I've always been work oriented. I know I've always been very like, we got to make it happen. I talked to my team about that as well. It's like there's a clear vision, a clear purpose as to what we do, right? Whether it's and even in the insurance space, right? Following the right practices, doing the correct things for families. Because to me, it's not sales. This opportunity isn't
Mhm.
sales. It's like things like that are inevitable when you're really focusing on what you can do for families in general, like focusing on their needs. Things like that are inevitable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to go back. First of all, we got to
Mhm.
clap it up for you. I spoke to I have a sister-in-law. I have four brothers. One of my sister-in-laws is from Belarus, Russia.
Uh,
And yeah, and so she packed up, and because she was there when, it's a lot of war that goes on in her country and things of that nature. And she just knew that it just had to be a better way. And so she packed up, left, came all the way across the water to another country here, and landed, dug in, planted her feet, and made a really good way for herself here. Obviously, met my brother. They're married, and I have two beautiful nieces out of the deal. So, I always commend her on packing up and moving across, leaving your country. And you left your state. You just left from Illinois, went straight to Florida because you had vision. And not only that, you told your younger brother, said, listen, at least we got each other. We're gonna lock arms, we're gonna make it happen. But before that, I'm really intrigued because you were with what we affectionately like to call the practice company, another company before. And even though it was only 3 months, you were still in the same industry. What was it that sparked you to say, you know what, maybe just the wrong company, but the right industry, because sometimes we can agree that we get involved in things and we just realize, no, that's just not for me. That industry is just not for me. What made you say, you know what? Yeah, insurance is it. I'm just probably aligned with the wrong with the wrong company.
yeah. Um, for me, honestly, it wasn't anything like I've never been one to complain about what's going on. It wasn't anything with like leadership or anything like that. I knew I still had like respect for everybody because like everybody was still around like a younger age group. It was
Mhm.
more of what my situation was and what I felt like I was really inclined, like my potential within this. That's what I really felt. I felt like there was just more potential to what we could be doing within the industry. And I knew there was more to it. I knew there was more to it. So I stuck with having that clear focus and vision and taking that action towards it. Like I felt like even being there was kind of the open door to getting involved into the industry, but it was also like there's more doors that will come in from the work that I'm putting in that open up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so I know that that stick to itiveness is really tough, sometimes because, you're going to have those people that are kind of looking around, and you even said it. And I'm so glad you said it. Your first conversation that you had with someone regarding our IMO, it was negative.
Yeah.
But because you had the stick to itiveness to say, let me just shut that out. I'm going to check this out for myself. You didn't let that stop you, and you
Yeah.
just kept going. So kudos to you. Focus is really important. What do you feel that keeps you focused now? Because now, well, before I go there, Hall of Fame. Let's talk about that. You're grinding, you're getting started. Coming in March. So 3 months of the year is already gone. You're literally starting right now in the business. Last year this time, right? You're grinding, you're focused. What are you doing that every day? Because I've heard about the camps that y'all, and I call it camp. I heard about the environment that Jay Masker has. I'll be honest with you. I would pack up my stuff right now and go down there and camp out. I really would. Just because I think environment is everything. Talk to us a little bit about the environment. How was that for you? How is it being around people where it's like on 1,000 every single day? What is that like? And then you have the mix of dynamics. You're a female here, and I know it's more guys. I know it's more guys than females because our industry is kind of stacked that way. So
Mhm.
talk to us a little bit about your environment and that being on 1,000 all the time. What was that like?
Honestly, like for me, it was I before I went in there, like I said, like I had to be very confident in my ability to be able to perform. So I said like it doesn't matter what other people are doing. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get the work done. And so when I went into that office, it was a lot of other like individuals around the same age group. So a lot of people are kind of, a lot more people are also packing up their things and just moving out there too. Um, and there can also be a lot of distractions. But I would say for me, it wasn't like that. It doesn't matter whether people had anything to say about me having just, I'm gonna be honest, like I was really on it. Like I was not involved in anything when it came down to like office culture or anything like that. To me, I having the long-term vision meant like I had to be intentional every single second of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I could not be distracted on anything. And being involved around people who are also like consistently working, putting in work, obviously it does step up like a lot of um like wanting to go for being number one all the time, right? Because it's like you got other people that are also working for it, but it's like, okay, if they're doing it, I why can't I do it, right? It's like I
Mm-hmm.
can do it too. And so I was just that definitely I would say helped a lot of people progress and everything. But
Yeah.
I think no matter where you go, there's always going to be some sort of like distraction. And so it didn't really matter to me about anything like that. I was more of I have to get things done. I don't care who's in the industry, who's in the office, who's doing 30 grand, whatever it may be. Like I'm gonna be able to be. I was writing down top producer 100 grand, like 60 grand a month before I even flew down, and I didn't even know what leads I was calling, but I knew that I was gonna be able to put in the work to get there. That's for sure.
Wait a minute. Say that one more time. You did
Yeah,
what?
I I didn't know like um what leads I was going to be calling, who was going to be really in that environment. I just really just packed my things up and I left. And I was
Mm-hmm.
writing down top producer consistently. I was like, I am able to do this, I'm able to do
Right.
it. Like I know what I hold in terms of like work ethic. So I was writing down like 60 grand, like over that, 50 grand, like consistently progressing, setting a higher goal every single time. And
Mm-hmm.
just like, I honestly didn't know a thing about Hall of Fame either. I didn't know a thing about Hall of Fame. So it's like, I just knew that I had to put in the work. So it's like, eventually, I literally knew about
I
Hall of Fame
love it.
2 months before Hall of Fame, like before.
So we have something, I'm a kind of a network marketing baby. My parents were in network marketing, and there's this term in the network marketing world called ignorance on fire. And I think that what you just said definitely depicts that. You were just, and you weren't ignorant, you were just so focused and just so driven to go that you just kind of looked up and it was like,
I'm here.
oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Great, right. And I love how you fell in line with your vision, right? You wrote it down. You said, I'm going to do this. And when you hit it, you bumped it up. I'm going to do this. And you just stayed focused and you stayed working toward. Didn't even know the leads you were going to dial.
Mhm.
Didn't even care. I'm pretty sure you didn't even care. It was just pick up the phone, dial, make it happen. Pick up the phone, dial, make it happen.
Mhm.
That is phenomenal, right? Talk to me a little bit about as far as like now. So now, yes, you are a Hall of Famer. You know that's a real thing. And then you talked about your team. So how are you with the team building piece of it? Because I know I've had the opportunity, of course, I've met Jay. I know the culture. It's definitely a very driven type of culture, which is great. And so, oftentimes, especially when you're dealing with other people in teams, you have personalities and you're creating that same drive culture. How is it for you in that drive, especially at your ripe old age of 22?
Yeah. Um, I'd say like for me, it's always been about set like having that vision with everybody. So I'll go over vision. I'll let everybody know too, like the purpose within being with like coming into an industry like this. Because if I'm gonna be honest, like um people can kind of tend to lose like focus, right? It's like, okay, they're kind of here and they're not
Mm-hmm.
intentional, or they still have like a regular, like, oh, they just don't know what their purpose is and with what they're doing, but they
Mm-hmm.
stumbled upon an opportunity like this, right? So it's like I like to always go over vision with everybody on the team. I like to set a standard with everybody because of the long-term vision with building. You want to be able to have a strong foundation when you're starting off. And I always let them know every single time where I'm coming from as well. I think that's important, transparency. It's like going over one, why you're even in this to begin with, and you're coming from when you're setting a standard with everybody, to want everybody to be successful long term, right? Have a clear focus, have a clear vision. Um, and also have that work ethic, because you want to be you want to be doing something within an opportunity like this. You don't just want to come in here and just take it for granted. You actually
Mm-hmm.
want to implement everything that you're learning, the mentorship, the coachability, and then also being able to help other people be in positions like this, right? So with the team, it's always been about like getting them to a higher level at a faster pace than the way that we did it. And then to me, it's like it hasn't been a fast success. I feel like I've been working towards this for years. And I know I'm 22, but I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I was already in like that type of mindset long before I even came into family first life. So it's like now it's like I really have that vehicle that I can utilize and help other people do the exact same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I know, yeah, distractions definitely come. So having that focus is extremely important. And I love what you say about how you go over the vision with the team to build. Because, one of the things I know I talk about a lot is that if you don't quite know where you're going, how you're going to get there, right? You have to have it a nice plan, well executed. And I love how you add it at a high level. I think that's something that we all need to implement. I think a lot of times, if you agree, if you're too careless with it, you're going to get careless results. But if you do it at a high level, then you now have high level results. So
Mm.
thank you for that. I'm definitely going to implement that for my team as well. So I want to open it up because, we're past the half hour and got about 15, 20 more minutes to go. Someone asked, oh, that's my girl, Jonna. She said, hey, great job. What kind of leads are you working now? And roughly how much do you spend a week on those leads? And then what is roughly with that investment? How much would you say that you do each week?
Yeah, I mean, being like fully transparent on the lead source, we love to use the CRM center. We love to
Hmm.
use the CRM center with like Frank. Um,
Yep.
I think those they have very, very good like conversion as well, and the also my investment every single month for that, it's around 1.8. For last month, it was 1.8 for me. However, I have a team I'm building. So my investment for the team has been like close to 8 grand on lead source. So it's like
Okay.
I'm at a point to where like the month also I've hit over 95 grand. I've done over 60 grand a month. So this is what I'm working for, right? To be able to invest back into the business and help other people get to that level at a faster pace. So the way
Gotcha.
that I see it is if I can help you be self-sufficient as fast as possible, then I'm going to also help you grow. You're going to also want to be involved within the business as well. You're going to have that determination. You're going to see the success. You're going to also understand that it works. Right. So that's always been me and my brother's like clear focus with all of our team members coming in, is getting you to succeed at a high level within
Hmm.
literally your first month. I don't have to have you drag out for months. Yeah, you come in here and you come in here to be able to grow, right? So that's what we've been
Hmm.
able to do. Um, and honestly, it's been amazing to see everybody succeed at a fast pace as well.
How many people roughly do you have on your team?
Right now we have 15, and we have so
I
far,
love it.
a couple like pulling 20 that are going to be, so we have 15 in total, and then 5 more that are starting in courses.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
can I elaborate on my question a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Jonna.
Because I'm trying to, help my agents kind of pick up the pace a little bit here. So you're buying them leads. Are you buying them age leads?
So no, because I sell, right? So I sell, but
Mhm.
obviously if I have to invest into them, I'll get them instant leads. I'll get them 1 pack of an instant lead, because at the end of the day, that might be a 1K investment, right? But knowing how the business works, one, you're also going to make back that investment, but you're also going to help them make 3 or 4 deals. I don't invest into them on an instant lead pack if they're like freshly brand new to sales. I'll have them run over some of my leads that I've
Mhm.
invested into. Have them pick up on a couple of those sales. They're still instant, but I might have already called them. So they'll still encounter some rebuttals there to be able to learn from and grow in that aspect, right? And then they'll also have to call more than average because they're not instant. But once they have that experience, and honestly, it takes about like probably 3 days for them to actually get a sale doing that, or 2. Honestly, I had somebody who did that and got a sale their first day. Everybody has been able to get a sale their first day, but I'm saying if somebody has some trouble, then the max amount of days would just be 2, and then investing into them would probably be after the 3rd. So you get to do that for like around 3 days, invest into you, and then get them going.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Right. Thanks for the elaboration. Yeah, I've been in this thing for what, 4 years, and I tell you what, beating up, starting off final expense or specifically old leads, age leads is, oh my God, you're beating the leads up and the leads are beating you back. So I'm happy to hear that you said the instant, because I really feel that's a game changer. I'm under Mike and Frank with the national
Oh,
teams.
really?
Oh yeah, we're right here. So we're definitely cousins in this thing. And the CRM center, I tell all my agents, don't even play no games. Just go straight to the CRM center. The leads are definitely great because of the work that they've put into it with the what's the word I'm looking for? All things they put out on the social media and the content that they're using to pour into it just makes it really good. And so that's what we want. We want to have those quick success, which obviously is paying off. And you're definitely proven right now that it pays off to have that success right away. What would you say is one of the things that if you could really, if you had known better when you first started, and I realize it's just been a strong year, but still, what would be the one thing that if you knew better, you would have done better out the gate?
One thing that I would have done better, I would say, I would honestly say talk to my mentor more. Talk to my mentor,
Mm.
the person that's like doing it and growing and at that level, because I mean, I would say there's a lot more like questions that could be answered, right? More things that could be figured out. That way I'm not just trying to figure things out on my own. I would have definitely like been like right there, you know? Like now I kind of like I want to be like that with like I want to be asking like Sean Mike questions every single day. It's like these
Yeah,
people literally build, like a full business, and if they're doing that, then there's that possibility is there for absolutely everyone.
yeah, absolutely. I feel that. I feel that. Are you all on Zoom? I know now you're back home, you're back in Illinois. You spent your time, you did your tour of duty in Florida, and you built and you had that success, and now kind of back in your own backyard with the weather, no doubt. I know that was a massive change leaving from Florida, going back to Illinois. I don't know if I could have done that, girl. I might still be stuck
Really?
in Florida. Like, I I went skiing right after conference. My brother is stationed in Boise, Idaho, and I landed on a ski trip. And I tell you what, That was good enough. I can't wait to go to Florida in 2 weeks for the lock-in. I need a little bit of melanin, more melanin than what I already have. I need some sunshine. So how would with that, what was I gonna say? I started off saying something loaded, totally lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So this year, you're in it. What's Monserrat gonna do this year? What is it looking like for you, girl? Like, I don't know. You killing it.
Well, like this year, obviously the main goal is to be able to have an agency that's doing $1 million a month, right? You want to I've always set higher goals. Like I've never kept anything average because that's going to push me even if it's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Like I want it to be uncomfortable. I want to be uncomfortable every day because I want to be able to keep going and grow. I don't want to be comfortable. I don't want to come in offense and say, hey, all I have to do right now is just call. It's like I have people that need to get started, like trainings, like all of this. Like I want to be able to do all of that because I know I'm going to keep growing, right? So personal production, continuing to like scale on that as well, and helping other agents also walk that stage.
Absolutely. I remember my question from before. Do you all do Zooms, or how do you all set up your dials? Do you have designated, is it all day dial time? And are you on Zoom? Are you on camera? Like, how do you all work that system for your team?
So I coming down to Chicago, I opened up our own office down here in Chicago. So we have an office and our team's in here. We have 8 a.m. trainings every single morning of the week, up to Saturday. And then um, I still have a Zoom open. So I'll do a training in office and it'll be on Zoom too. The way that I see it is if I'm doing everything that I'm doing here in the office, by all means, I can do it for anybody who's out of state. But if you're
Mhm.
in state, then you have to be in the office working alongside with us. If you're out of state, I'm still going to mentor you and train you. So there's no difference as if you were in office or out of office. Uh,
Mhm.
so I really just don't put any excuse to anything. I'm like, if I'm doing it here, I can do it there, and I can do it there and there and there. So it's like, I'll have the trainings every single morning at 8. I have some people who are from California, Texas, who are also on there, even Florida, um, and mentoring them when they get on sits. I'm still dialing, so I'm still working, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm not gonna stop working and just like sit back. I'm also doing it so that way if I get on a call, they can hear me as well. I have everybody from the office is also on the Zoom because
Mhm.
I let them know this is gonna not only help you develop also because you're gonna step out of your comfort zone when other people hear you on the call, right? But you're not gonna feel afraid to say it's helped me also because it's like I really just did that and 5 other people learned from it. That feels
Mhm.
amazing. It's like I didn't do that just for my own self. Like other people literally learned and replicated the exact same thing that I said over that call. And so also if the office, we have like a conference room over there, if they're gonna call over there and they get on a sit or they need help, if I'm over here working with a new team member that's sitting right like next to me, also making calls, if they need help on it, they can just unmute and then I can help them even through Zoom. So it's like that's how I set it
Right.
for everybody. It's like this is also somewhere where we're on there, so other team members that are out of state can hear you on sits. I can also help you even if you're in the office, but it just makes things more efficient too.
Right. Right.
Because either way,
Absolutely.
you're on your computer, you're already calling. There's no difference, but it just adds more value and it helps everybody else. So if we can do that, then we can continue to progress.
Yeah, I know. One of the things I've been fighting, and literally even today, just fighting people to unmute on Zoom.
Mm.
Like, I don't know why we have a plague with the Zoom button, but I love how you said that when you speak and people hear you, it literally helps 5 other people learn the same thing, and that's the power of unmuting and being on Zoom. So, ladies, if you're hiding behind your face or your picture, be on Zoom, unmute, it's helping you, but you're also helping your team and other people to grow, and no excuses, right? Just just got to do it. And definitely the office. It's funny because when I reached out to you, you said,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm sorry, we're just moving into our office." I said, "Oh my God, so did we. We just moved into our office too."
Yeah.
So we have the same anniversary time. We open an office here in Virginia Beach and Monserrat. I'm definitely going to have to get you to come down to the office, girl. You and your
I would,
brothers.
I would love to.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're connected. You're my new adopted daughter now. So I can't call you my sister. I don't know. My siblings might get mad at me, so I have to call you my daughter. But yeah, definitely gonna have to get you down. And hey, I want to come out there to where you are too. So I've never been to Chicago. I've only been to the airport. So yeah, through a connection. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got all my Chicago Bulls gear at the airport. Never even stepped foot out. So I'm definitely gonna have to come and visit you. And really just I don't know, I might camp out for a week and just and grind. Your hours, so you're starting at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock training every day. How late in the night do you go? Because I know you said you got a California West Coast team as well. So how
Mhm.
long would you say your days are?
I mean, I'm here till like 9:30 p.m. in the office, sometimes even
Hmm.
10, because I'm
Yeah.
grateful for this too, but there's like team members that also stay late. So when I see them like on sits and they're on calls, I'm like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, I can't leave before them. So it's like I gotta I'm like looking up at them. I'm like, hey, are you gonna pack your things up? Like it's about to be 10 p.m.
I'm tired. Aren't you tired? We're
Like,
tired.
but
I
like
get it.
that's also what I love about it. It's like it's continuing like pushing each other to continue to grow.
Right. I'm gonna definitely make sure I do have a couple of agents in the Chicago area, so I definitely will connect with you offline about that. Did have a couple of more questions. One, are you doing your own dials or are you doing like the wave through the CRM, or do you have a actual dialer, or is it a mix? What is it for you? I know everybody's
No, right
different.
now I've been hand dialing. I've been hand dialing, but recently I have been implementing more, just
Mm-hmm.
because obviously as the team's growing, then there has to be more efficient ways just to keep things like easy flowing for even myself, because things can be kind of overloading. And I love
Mm-hmm.
that at the same time, but I also love continuing to implement, what
Yeah.
can so that's definitely something that's in the works too. It's just like a number that you can, like when you call like a fast dialer, and then when you call it, it connects to the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like as if you were in that area to call them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Awesome. Awesome. Um, let's see. Got 5 strong minutes. Anybody else have any other quick questions? Um, Monserrat, this has been just super awesome. I knew I was going to be wild with you. I can't wait to really connect again. Definitely got to get you out to the beach, girl. For sure. I think you deserve it. I don't know how much snow you've seen, but I saw a foot, and that was enough to last me about 7 years.
Go
So
back.
I'm good.
No,
But
yeah, I mean, I always say that. I like whenever anybody that comes by or wants to stop by, I'd like to be more of like an open space for everybody. I'd like
awesome.
to learn more about also like hardworking people and learn from other people that are doing it too. Just
Mhm.
continuously like growing and helping other people as well.
Absolutely. That's what it's about. And we at Thrive, we all, that's what we do. We as ladies, we definitely want to encourage one another. So, 2 quick questions. One, are you going to be in Vegas next week
Yeah,
at the lock in?
I am.
You
I am
are. So,
excited
she's
about
going to
that.
be there, Jonna. Dang, I wish I could go. I
Yeah.
can't go.
No,
I have another.
Andrew sent me the schedule. I'm training on there the first day.
You are. I'm gonna be
Oh.
okay. Shauna, I'm gonna deal with you in a minute because you already my girl, and you should have told me that. But yeah, but I'm gonna be in Orlando the end of the month, the following week. So anyway, I'm gonna miss
Me and
you,
Amy and Corinne are going. And I did
Amy.
post it in the leadership chat. I said, who's going?
I know, but you didn't
And they
say
slid in
you
my
were
DMs
going.
like, we are all
I
showing up.
Okay, so we're gonna have an offline. Amy, I'm gonna get you too. Don't worry about it. It's enough whipping to go around. Look at feel like I'm missing out on the girl. You know what? Bump it after this call. I'm
No,
gonna leave.
come.
I
Get
was
over
about
and
to
look for
say,
in because she's
I'm not.
wanting to share a bed with us now.
I am not short of picking up the phone and booking a ticket. Trust me. So I'll talk to y'all after this call. So and then Amy, did you have a question for
I
Monserat as
do.
well? Okay, go ahead.
I do. First off, I love your work. Like everything about like I want my daughter to be just like you. Like I have a 23-year-old. Okay. I
Yeah.
need you to talk to her for me because I'm her mom and she won't listen. But I'm like, I've been in this industry for 10 years. My question for you is, um, you know, I guess I had hired people like, and I feel like, I believe about the vision about bringing the right people into your life, but it's like, I feel like I haven't found the right business partners per se for me, but like, are you guys running like just more like more market, or are you running ads for like different, like what are you doing for recruiting?
Recruiting. So what I do right now is I do invest in like a with marketing. So I have somebody who's coming in and filming like trainings. I'm implementing more talk to talk recently, but they also travel with me if I go to like a certain event that I want them to get recorded. So I'll have consistent videos every single day being posted on my Instagram.
Do you have a
And
videographer?
I do. Uh-huh.
I talked to Jay briefly about that because I'm coming to Vegas too. So I was like, I told Jay, I was like, you just got to revamp your whole social media and like video. And I don't know
Yeah.
like what to find to post though. Like as far as like videos, does your videographer know how to like structure that for you?
Yeah, they actually what they did is I also implemented them one to make things to have a system, right? So you work for your income to also be able to have more time to basically make more,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I'm investing into a videographer, but at the end of the day, that's attracting more people too. Not only are
Mhm.
they seeing myself, they're seeing my transparency, the way that I run things, like they're also gravitating towards that. So I have people who also connect with what I'm doing, right? So you want more of you out there. People will buy into you first
Right.
before they buy into this this like industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so um with that, like they post for that for me consistently every single day. They do that for me even if I'm working. That way I don't have to put any mind into it. It's like you guys, they do the editing, the Instagram post, and then they do that for me. I don't have to worry about that.
Where did you find your person?
In Chicago, actually, the person that I work with, his name is Esteban. He was actually somebody that had filmed way back for me when he was very small with his videography. So
Mm.
I also consistently go to the gym, so I liked gym content as well. So I was like, I had him film also like a video of me in the gym. Sometimes he'll get some of those clips too. But then he also progressed within his business. So not only am I his client, he has multiple clients now, which is crazy. But yeah, he's been somebody in the area for the longest time.
And just from like, and I'm probably going to get your number on a different note, but just one more quick question. Like, what do you know? Like, what about what it's like, what you're supposed to pay someone like that, like to start out?
So
I know it ranges.
right now I pay him 600 every week.
Okay.
So it's at the end of the week, I pay him 600.
And what does he do for 600? What, how many posts? Like, I know daily, but how many posts a day?
He does one post a day right now. So one
Oh,
post a day, like around six
But
to
I'm pretty sure, considering, I mean, you're talking about the videography, you're talking about editing, cuts, clips, like it's a lot that goes into that videography, I'm sure,
yeah,
for
so
that. Yeah.
yeah, they're doing the edits, they're posting that every single day, the captions, everything. I don't have to worry about that basically. So that
Mhm.
system's already put in place.
do you have a social media manager too, or
Yeah, I'm actually implementing that now. So I
okay?
have now that's doing the social media for like the whole team page as well, and just kind of growing and involving all of that. Because like if you think about it, there's nothing negative that could really come from that. You know, you're attracting more people to, you're letting people know what you're doing within your business. Because that's what people want to know. It's like, if social media is a platform where you can reach hundreds and thousands of people all at once, you can't really do that with warm market as much. At least you're capped, right? You want something where you're not capped. Use all social media platforms when and just do it. That's the number one thing I learned here also as time went on. It's just taking action. Like successful people aren't successful because there's a certain strategy or something that they're doing. They're only successful because they're taking action. So it's like, by the time you think about whether I should do something, that successful person already failed at it, learned from it, and is on to the next thing, right? That's the one thing
Yeah.
that
You're implementing it, and you can take
Exactly.
notes all day long, but until you do it, but it's like sometimes like you don't know, like you want to do it, but you don't know where to start because like you feel like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, I know we'll connect if it's okay, and we'll talk. And John and we'll talk more in Vegas if that's cool. I don't want to keep taking everyone's.
No, this is, I'm loving what we're talking about right now, because this is like a big thing that I need to get on to. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all do. We all as
Yeah.
ladies, we do, because we know that this industry, as I said beginning, is dominated by guys, right? But statistics
it's
have
not.
always, but hold on, I wasn't done. But statistics also prove that the women are the best at it. We're the best. So, and we're highly, I hate to say it, we are so much more marketable for so many reasons.
because we're hot.
So
And they
yes,
trust
for
us.
so many reasons, right? So we have to use all of our assets, no matter what they are, right? Because they use us. So we need to use us. So, you know, I don't want to get deep too much into that, but maybe that'd be another Thrive call, how we can better market ourselves. I think that ladies, are y'all down for that? Like, I think that we really need to get into that, because we're almost at the end of the first quarter of the year. So we have 9 more months to really just slay this thing. And I totally agree. And I've been saying this, and it's definitely happening. And I'm proud to be a part of it. But we have more women walking the stage than I've ever seen. And I want that to continue to happen. And I want Thrive to be a part of that for sure. So Monserat, thank you so much. Don't be surprised you see my butt in Vegas next week, because I'm about to text Jonna. Go ahead on and have your phone ready, girl. And I think, Amy, I got your number too. I think I'm gonna text y'all. We about to have a little chat, because y'all not fixing to leave me out of this, okay? John already knows me. I will insert myself very quickly. So thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm your adoptive mom. You're my adoptive daughter. It's already locked in. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing you very, very soon. Hopefully next week. If not, definitely this summer at some point in time, I'm definitely going to connect with you. Either I'm going to come there or I'm going to fly you here. We're going to make it work. But ladies, I hope you enjoyed this another awesome Thrive call. I don't know what's going on with these ladies. Y'all need to get these chicks on these calls, because we are killing it. So until we meet again, ladies, let's continue to fix each other's crowns, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.